Actionable, we've taken all these strategies and synthesized them into 4 clean pillars. First, the 2026 wealth landscape. Second, the zero-code AI revolution. Third, the ultimate 2026 tool stack. And finally, scaling systems and skills.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, the 2026 wealth landscape. We're shifting from the hype straight to the actual, real data. Dan Martell is super explicit here. He actively contrasts the outdated, honestly straight-up garbage advice of the past with the data-backed strategies that are actually working right now as we head into 2026. For years, right, the internet was just absolutely plagued with these get-rich-quick schemes, things relying on played-out dropshipping models or just totally unsustainable hustle culture. But the reality for 2026 is an entirely different beast. It is highly leveraged, it's deeply automated, and honestly, it requires a completely new paradigm of thinking about what a business even is.
And here is the absolutely crucial point to remember. This isn't just some theory. It's grounded entirely in what actual functioning companies are using to make real money right now. Martell isn't just pulling these insights out of thin air. They're derived directly from observing the operational mechanics of real-world businesses that are heavily leveraging modern tech. So, what's the big takeaway for us? Well, if you're building a business today, your competition isn't just other humans anymore. It's other humans armed with heavily optimized, deeply data-driven systems. Which brings us to Section 2, the zero-code AI revolution. This is really the new engine of wealth creation.
When you look at the broader ecosystem of content out there, a fascinating, kind of wild question emerges for aspiring entrepreneurs. Can you really build a $1 million business with absolutely no staff and zero coding skills? I mean, even just a few years ago, asking that would have been laughable. You needed a dev team, you needed HR, you needed massive overhead just to get a basic minimum viable product off the ground.
But today, the answer lies in the number 0. Specifically, 0 code and 0 employees. These are the massive recurring themes drawing literal millions of views. Just look at the source data we analyzed. Martell has a video specifically titled, "These 5 AI businesses will make you $1 million with 0 employees," and it is sitting at an astonishing 1.8 million views. Another video on making that million with 0 code quickly grabbed 178,000 views. The market is basically screaming that overhead is out and extreme leverage is in. You no longer need to write complex syntax to build software, and you absolutely don't need a traditional payroll to manage complex operations.
And when you break down that viewership distribution, it shows you exactly what the market is hungriest for right now. Whether you're looking at creators like Shane Hummus diving into Claude AI's side hustles, or Mark Tilbury breaking down passive income, or Rose Han explaining how to start from a literal $0 bank balance, the underlying message is exactly the same. The traditional barriers to entry, they've officially been destroyed. The new barrier to entry is no longer capital, it's simply your ability to master the tools.
So let's talk about those tools. Moving into Section 3, the ultimate 2026 tool stack, and how you actually build your digital workforce.
What's super helpful is how we can categorize Martell's chaotic, extensive tool list into 3 really distinct departments for your new digital workforce. Over on the left, you've got your visual AI department. This handles graphic design and video generation at an absolute fraction of the cost of a traditional studio, using heavy hitters like Midjourney, Runway, Flux, and Canva. Then, in the middle, your voice and video department. This is what scales your personal brand and content without you ever needing to actually step in front of a camera. We're talking HeyGen for avatars, 11 Labs for insane voice cloning, and Suno for audio. And finally, on the right, your operations department. This is your uncomplaining 24/7 back office. Stripe for taking payments, Zapier to wire the entire brain together, Intercom for customer service, and your Atlas for mapping out all your processes. But beyond just the visuals and the operations, this whole 2026 ecosystem relies heavily on generative intelligence tools. Things like ChatGPT and Claude are acting as your core brainpower, working right alongside platforms like Fiverr to execute daily tasks almost instantly. Think of it this way. If Zapier is the nervous system, ChatGPT and Claude are the frontal lobe. They do the strategizing. Meanwhile, Jasper is pumping out high-converting copy, and Gamma is instantly generating your client presentations. And hey, for those rare, super niche, or physical tasks that AI can't quite perfect just yet, you dynamically plug in human talent through Fiverr and pay them seamlessly via FlexPay. You are essentially the conductor, and these tools, they're your orchestra. Okay, moving to our final pillar, Section 4, scaling systems and skills. This is where we turn those tools into $1 million reality.
The data from the creator landscape proves something really important. Personal skill acquisition is just as crucial as the software itself. Think about this. Over 2.1 million people tuned into Martell's breakdown of must-have AI skills. That completely dwarfs the viewership on just the zero-code tools alone. And why does this matter so much? Because the software is rapidly becoming commoditized, right? Everyone has access to ChatGPT now. Everyone has access to Midjourney. So your competitive advantage in 2026 isn't the tool itself. It's how masterfully you prompt it, how you string it together with other tools, and how you embed it into a totally seamless automated workflow. So by synthesizing everything we've covered today, we get this really clear, actionable blueprint. Start lean, master the core AI skills, deploy your zero-code tools, and scale without a traditional payroll. This right here is the 2026 Wealth Playbook in a single, powerful flow. You begin with minimal capital risk, often literally starting from $0, like we saw with a massive viewer interest in starting from scratch. From there, you immediately invest your time into mastering those core skills we just talked about. Then you deploy the tools, your digital workforce of HeyGen, Zapier, Claude, all of it. And finally, you scale that revenue while keeping your overhead effectively at zero. I'm going to leave you with this final, genuinely provocative thought straight from one of Martell's most impactful titles. Will you learn these skills in the next 18 minutes, or will you be the one left completely behind in 2026? Look, the massive viewer data proves that millions of people are already running this exact playbook. The zero